Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. Glad you're with us on this Friday morning. We appreciate your viewership. Big show lineup today. So let's take a look at our weather. Brought to us by Gulf Coast Air Conditioning. Drew Pollard and his hard-working crew taking care of our everyday comfort needs. Today's pretty comfortable, but man, this weekend don't look very comfortable, y'all. Sort of batten down the hatches and find some high ground because it's going to be cold. And get the firewood dry. My firewood got wet the other day, which is unusual, but what happened, the wind was coming sort of out of the east, and which is, normally don't do that much in the wintertime, and it was coming strong out of the east and blew up under my shed. So, we survived and made it through. All right, let's move on. High today, 65, low 52. Our all-important water temperature brought to us by Alco Electric out of Lynn Haven. That's AUL, Alco Electric out of Lynn Haven. We're looking at 58.1 at the end of the pier. River reading brought to us by Panama City Coca-Cola. The Apalachicola is dropping out a little bit at Bluntstown. It's a 7-foot even. The Choctaw Caraville is close to it. It's a 7.3, and it's starting to drop out. So, but I wouldn't recommend getting too far out on the water with this kind of situation. Tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. Today, Friday the 17th, and we're looking at good tides today, decent tomorrow, going into neap tides first part of next week. But man, we've had some good strong tides, and the water's been beautiful. This winter cleared us. The fishing game time brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers. We're looking at our time today, 1:37 and 3:37 this morning, but after lunch, 1:58 to 3:58. Might be our only chance to really get some good fishing in, or good outdoor. If we get out in the woods and all, the bucks are walking around now. Wind direction southeast at about 10, so that's going to be sucking in all that cold air. You watch the forecast, and it's getting ready for a pretty frigid week. Let's take a break, and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. We got some names. I'm going to do half the names now, and then the other half in a minute. So we're going to try to spread them out. From Parker, okay, John Ward and Gabe Owners from Huntsville, Alabama. Huntsville and Parker. Okay, from Panama City, we're looking at Matthew Jacobs and Janie Giles Jacobs. How about D.W. Jacobs, Panama City? From Henson's Crossroads, Lori Strength, all right, and Joe Strength. Henson's Crossroads, cool place. And Candy Strength, good folks over there. All y'all are good folks. I appreciate every one of y'all. So, this is, we got a lot to do. I always love running across some old pictures and sharing with outdoor people. And this next one is a funny one because it shows the ladies. Okay, we've always talked about the plantations in South Georgia, how bird hunting was such a big deal. It goes way back. And okay, so here's a picture I'm able to pull up. This is a Pebble Hill Plantation in 1903. This is close to Thomasville, Georgia, and it's still there. It's still there. So the ladies are out. Look at these ladies. It tells who the ladies are: Pansy, Poe, and Kate, and a daughter, Kate, or whatever. So anyway, but here's a picture I want to show you. It's a mom and daughter out in the woods in southwest Georgia, and they're bird hunting in 1903. Is that not a classic? Tell me that hunting tradition is not strong here in this area, southwest Georgia, South Alabama, the Panhandle. All right, let's move to modern day. Ryan Mason, my first trout out of the Gulf of America. That is a huge trout. Can you tell it's a cold weather trout? Matt Womack, Alan Mack sent this to me. It's the big red while bass fishing in Sandy Creek. We've talked about Sandy Creek. I talked about it last week on the fishing report. And you see what can happen. You might catch a bass one cast, or might catch a big old redfish. Good job, Matt. Womack. Oh, this is, we took the toys, remember toy drive we had for Christmas? And the kids at West Bay Elementary, they made a big old poster. Thank you, Coach Chester. And isn't that cute? They all signed it and everything. That just made me feel good. That took a lot of time. Look at the creativity. I know y'all would enjoy that. Moving on. How about Kenny So we planted this October Glory maple at our farm when our granddaughter was born. It was 16 years old this year. So that's exactly what I'm talking about. That granddaughter can always go by that tree and say, that tree's the same age as I am, and look at the beauty of it. Good job, Kenny and Martha Bostick. Love that. Try to plant something today. Bacon cannot solve all your problems. That's what extra bacon is for. I'm not a big bacon fan. I like it. I'm not careful to eat too much of it. It tastes great. How about Nick Ratfield here? Finally on board. We got this out of Washington County, the Ratfield family, and Catahoula dogs have to track them down. Good job, old Nick. Good to see you again, buddy. The Ratfield family. We're talking about catching sheephead. We were talking about last week on the report. And this is out at the jetties, Giovanni Pire. Here's a better picture. Isn't that a great picture with the sunset and all? And what a nice sheephead. Good job there. I haven't done much of that this year on showing the do-it-yourself deer blinds. I'm still on that page. I just hadn't had time to look at it. But this guy put this together for my daughter and I this past week. We're going to add windows and all, but this is a good setup. It's off the ground, so it's safe, and but he did a good job of construction. I'm showing it today because as hunting season winds down, we're all making plans for next year. So some of y'all may be thinking about doing something like this. This is well done. It's going to take some time, but if you get some help, get your kids to help, that'll be fun. All right, Rusty Russell. All right, you remember back we went fishing on Seminole Wind. Rusty Russell, his son Justin, and his grandson Max. Okay, they live in Gainesville. Justin's the principal down there, and check this out. Look at this out. We talked about how much he loved fishing. Remember I interviewed him at the end of the show. But check out these wheels. You have this bicycle. Okay, he's got a rod rack. He's got a little place look here, has tackle boxes set up. He's got 2 rods on it, and that big old grin on his face. That's down in Gainesville. So where does he go? He goes down to the neighborhood pond. Look at there what he catches. Good job, Max, with gator skirt on. And here's another fish he caught another day. You can see all the houses around, so you can see where he's fishing. This is what kids need to do. This is what we preach and talk about all the time. Get them in the outdoors. So that's okay. We'll get to that next segment. But this is what is going to lead into what we're going to talk about in the next segment. So good job, Rusty, for sending that to me. Justin and Max, looking forward to seeing y'all soon. We'll take a break. Be right back. Okay, welcome back. Be sure and tune in on Monday's show. We're going to have a guest come over. We're going to talk about fly fishing. He's come over from Freeport with Project Healing Waters, a veteran organization. He's an Air Force veteran. I'm looking forward to Monday's show. A lot of fly fishing and good things happening there. Now, I'm going to do something I've never done before on the show. I'm going to talk about something that is going to be outdoor related. It's going to talk about some reality here on what's going on. Our superintendent gave us this book to read if we wanted to. A Christmas present. So it's called The Anxious Generation. And of course, I haven't had a chance to read much lately. I read this during the Christmas holidays. Amazing book talking about the pressures of this generation and what has happened to this generation. This guy is a professor at New York University. He started writing a book when his kids were preteens. They're teenagers now. He's in New York City. But he did all kinds, the big thing, he did all kinds of studies. He brought in studies, not doing them necessarily himself. In America, United Kingdom, Australia, and all teenagers are going through this. He started putting these statistics together. And basically what has happened, our teenagers have gone from while we all growing up, all generations, we had a play-based childhood. And the kids now have a phone-based childhood. And so he started bringing up statistics, and I've mentioned this at our school board meeting. Everyone in education, parents, grandparents, and just citizens who are really, we all need to read this just to get the facts out about what's going on. Because here, it started in the 2010s, okay? So all his charts are the same. So you see, but see the gray area where it really got 2010, 2012? This one is about depression, how much it increased. Look at the girls increased. By 2020, it's going up 145% from 2004. Boys, 161%. Okay, so then And the next one, anxiety, same situation, how it goes up between 2010 and 2015, that period, and it's still going up. But notice at the bottom line, at ages 50 plus, anxiety hasn't gone down. It's not going up, it's stayed the same. Interesting here, emergency room visits for self-harm, and boom, for the girls, it really went up. Girls get a lot of pressure from the phones, and then the cell phone. This is in United Kingdom. Same thing in United Kingdom, okay? Hospitalizations in Australia, in that same period of time. See how the charts come up? So here's what he said, some of the things to increase, to sort of win this war, because we're in a war with our young kids. One of the things that he had a bunch of them encourage phone-free schools, because they're doing a lot of bullying with that. How about encouraging more play in schools? Hello? How about some outdoor education? Okay, and this school here did this. Play full, have the whole, where the kids play in recess, have a longer, better recess and better playgrounds. And it just goes on, and then, whoa, look at this, go camping. At camp, the bottom line, find a sleepaway camp. How about up there, we did this at Moses, Free Play Friday. Just let them, whatever, we'd sell popcorn, have free play, and it was a great time. So anyway, that's, here's a book right here, The Anxious Generation, How the Great Rewiring of Childhood is Causing an Epidemic of Mental Illness. And it just goes on and talks about, so many different things here, and I've read it. It had a lot of research. In fact, this whole section here is all research from other people, this whole segment right here. So all parents need to read it. I'd recommend it to parents, anybody in education, teachers, staff, administrators, need to read this book and really and try to come up with some solutions. But the big culprit is right here, and we know that, but this actually pulls it out. Now let's move to let's get on back to outdoor stuff, because now don't forget it's Arbor Day. If you get a chance to plant anything, this would be a great time to do it. I talked about, I pulled up the other day, we didn't get to finish this, on this picture here, we showed the kids doing it, and one of the things he said, kids just need to get out and get their hands dirty. Hello, we talked about that. And this guy's from New York City, and smart guy. And the trees, what the trees do, okay, the pollinators and anything, and helps all kind of ways. But what I was going to show you, I pulled this up from the whitetail guy, and different oak trees, because we spend a lot of time on oak trees and the different leaves, and they're all of them producing acorns, and it's so important that we keep these in our swamps and in the backyard to get a chance. Just keep these oak trees viable, and you can tell what they are really by looking at bark. I thought it was a cool picture here. The white oak, the swamp oak, chestnut, and well, you see the different ones. They're the northern red oak, but they're all solid, and they're so important to what we do as far as outdoor stuff and all. So if you get a chance to plant anything today, Florida, National Arbor Day, like I said, the last Friday of April, but Florida does it in January because we want to get it planted. It's a great time to plant it. Then the great thing is if they plant it now, they'll get to see it bud out, which is really cool. So, all right, let's take, well, before we do that, we've got to add some more names. We've got to do some more names. We've got to add some more names. We've got a big, our jar's getting full. Okay, here, if you haven't, I know we've missed one or two of y'all, but it takes a couple of days to get everything processed. All right, processed. From Fountain, Kendra Mixon. Okay, from Alta, Chris Rogers. From Alta, Sue Rogers. And Bill Jones from Alta. And how about Ricky Lee from Alta? Dale Pierce. All right. From Fountain, Lisa Denton. From Fountain, Grace Aaron from Fountain. John Poston, Fountain. Judy Poston, and Pam Aaron from Fountain. That's got a good following up there in Fountain. So we're giving away the big plate, the mullet plate. I got tickled last week when I texted the names in to Ronnie Fowler Gene's Oyster Bar, he said, I was talking about a mullet plate, he said, that's great, Coach. He said, at 5 o'clock this morning, we had some fresh mullet brought in. So that's the thing about, getting seafood around here, and it just comes in constantly and fresh. And I never eat in a restaurant chains that do fish, but we always eat fish around here. But a place like Gene's Oyster Bar, Real Time, those fish are coming in on a steady basis and fresh. Okay, here we go. So speaking of Gene's Oyster Bar, let's get right that big old mullet plate right here. And the winner, I gotta fold them up better. I can't grip them. From Lynn Haven, Onda Gagné. Okay, Onda Gagné from Lynn Haven, big mullet plate. Okay, and the $20 gift certificate from Tarpanock Seafood from Satsuma, Florida, Misty Copeland, and a big red snapper we're looking at from the Sandhills, Coach Gerald Taylor. Get a big red snapper, Coach. All right, Satsuma, Lynn Haven, and Sandhills. We covered Florida like Kudzu covers Alabama. Let's take a break. We'll be right back with our famous Friday fishing forecast. Okay, welcome back to the famous Friday fishing report, brought to us by the good folks at Jessica Ling Insurance and business partners there, and also we're looking at Matt Andrews Roofing and Construction, so we appreciate what all they do for us. Now, we talked about with outdoor photography. I'm touch base with this first because it came out. I showed the pictures this week, and it came out of St. Mark's Wildlife Refuge. I want to show you where St. Mark's is. Okay, so here's all right, you see Chattahoochee and Brunstown, and a lot of Tallahassee folks. Tallahassee is off to the right. A lot of Tallahassee folks go west, and you got southwest, you got the St. Mark's area right there. But you can see I was zooming in on it last night, and man, look at all that coastline. And you don't see it in condos. I mean, you see a little area here that's got some marina, but the Piney Island, great fishing in here. And this aquarium, the FSU aquarium right around Panhandle and Oak in the Bay, and what a cool place, and great restaurants right in there. And then Oak in the River coming into it, and you come right on over here, Alligator Point, and that takes a beating during the storm. But St. Teresa, and then coming on up here, then you have Tate's Hell. So look at that whole area, really, between Tate's Hell and St. Mark's. What a great area. And then combine it with Tyndall and Eglin. We're blessed here in the Panhandle to have this coastline with so many woods and all, and shoreline. Okay, but what I want to talk about, the fishing report, of course, the freshwater crappie bite was good. The bass bite has been pretty decent. Well, this weekend is going to be just tough fishing. It'll be a good weekend to get all your tackle ready. But before I get into serious fishing, the hunting, we're right here in the middle of the rut. I've mentioned it several times. And if you got a good tree stand, it'd be a good time to sit in it and just take your time. And when it rain breaks, sometimes you get a clearing. A lot of times those deer or just get out and walk around. And so it's a great weekend to be outdoors if you have some shelter. But make sure you don't go too far and get in trouble. You don't want to be on open water really with a storm coming in. But the fish that are biting on freshwater, we mentioned that, the crappie bite in January and February is always great around the Lake Talcott area, and the bass fishing in the ponds, and also Lake Wimico has been pretty strong. Now let's get to saltwater. The jetties, look at the sheephead. You saw the pictures earlier, the nice jetties fishing, nice fishing all on the jetties on both sides, and the sheephead has been caught. So sheephead are right on bird just taking off. Flounder has been really slow. Let's see, also the creek fishing, you saw that big old fish that was caught out of the creek and out of Sandy Creek, and this is what we talked about last Friday. I want to repeat this Friday what I said last Friday about those creeks, getting up in there and doing some fishing. The big trout that go up in there. So the names I called out last week: Aliquot, Sandy Creek, Whiskey George, East River, and Carabel River, plus all the others that go into there. So those are the feeder creeks. So the open water, the redfish are still biting. The redfish has been strong. The surf fishing, I the reports I've gotten on whiting, they've slowed down. Most people are going surf fishing. All they're catching are the bluefish. I was looking at it last night on one of the fishing pages. They're catching a lot of bluefish and just didn't have much luck this week on whiting. But it is going to pick up. It comes and goes, and that's fishing. And a lot of times it's where you go. So you want to find them sort of hold up. The same way with speckled trout. They're going to be sort of grouped up in a warm area. And once you get on them, you're going to have a ball. And so, use slow retrieve. Bridge fishing, pier fishing, again, it's going to be excellent this time of year. But you don't want to get out of there too far and get wet. So when it clears up a little bit, drop down for your sheep head and drum. It's going to be good. The West Bay Bridge, East Point Bridge there is going to be good. All kind of areas like that. Kayak fishing, I'm predicting it's going to make a huge comeback. It's slacked off. I don't know if Hurricane Michael and combination of COVID, it's slacked off over the past few years. It used to be just red hot. But I got a feeling it's just coming back. I'm seeing more people talking about it and getting excited about it. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes along. If we mention about going the flounder, they're catching some, but still, like I said, some of them stayed in the bay this year. I don't know, according to guys that went a lot. So it'll be interesting to see the reports getting in this weekend and the first part of next week. And as I make next Friday's report, it's going to be interesting to see all the information I get. So anyway, always send stuff to me. Y'all are so good about sending the pictures, and that it speaks volumes when you see the pictures of that big redfish caught over here in West Bay, or that big trout over in Choctawhatchee Bay. And the Mid-Bay Bridge, I got a good report from it on one of those fishing pages over there. So the Black Creek, and it's going to be just high water for right now, but it's going to get a lot better. Well, I have to wrap it up for this week. Don't forget, Monday's going to be a great show. Got a lot of good stuff planned for next week's programming, and got some video and all kind of good stuff. So we appreciate the viewership. We appreciate our sponsors. Y'all do some business with our sponsors. They're good folks. Y'all have a great weekend. Do something good for someone else. Enjoy the outdoors, and let's take care of it. God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.